Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to International Virtual Conference on Islamic Studies, Social Science and Law 2022. This is Muhammad Maruf Hasan. Today I am going to present on behalf of my friends. This is the topic for today actually. The examining Sufism from the perspective of Imam Al-Ghazali, implementation of the concept Ihsān in business ethics. So this is we are going to explore today. So we are from International Islamic University, Malaysia. So let's go and explore. So this would be the table of content, abstract, then introduction, in literature review or literature research gap we are going to show, then methodology of the research, our limitation, discussion, and conclusion. So that's how we are going to explore today, and we'll try within a very short time to explore. Okay, let's go. So this is the abstract. This paper discusses Sufism and evaluates its basic concepts with the perspective of Al-Ghazali's Ihsān Business Ethics. The focus of this study is the review of Ihsān business objectives, addressing Imam Al-Ghazali's theory that developed this issue related to its application in the real world. We apparently know that Sufism is dealing with spiritual matters, a distinct message of service to humankind, and emphasize on the unity of God. Wahdatul Wujud I am talking about. However, this study adopts a critical approach and measures towards the different dimensions of Ihsān business model by identifying and articulating the essence of Sufism. The research uses inductive and analytic method to scrutinize the relevancy of Islamic Sufism and clarify the pragmatic stance of Islam to present how to deal with current global business market in multicultural world. This paper proposed a paradigm shift in Ihsān business ethics theory in relating to Sufism inspired by Imam Ghazali's thought. So let's explore now. In Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that indeed Allah commands justice, good conduct, ihsan, and giving the relatives, and He forbids immorality, bad conduct, and oppression. He admonishes you that perhaps you will be reminded. By living according to the concept of ihsan, business ethics, and by applying it in tasawwuf, we can fulfill the criteria of business ethics with mercy and forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, the question is that what is the relation between business ethics and Sufism? Is Allah as Sufi scholar has contributed to the Islamic economy with their efforts to Sufism? Yes. Islamic economy or business ethics is based on Ihsān, which is interconnected with Sufism and Islamic business, both to promote the value, morality, quality, and God consciousness, responsibility of society, company, country, and assets of the shareholders. For example, the prohibited elements of Islamic economy divided into three categories: primary, riba, gharar, maisir, prohibited sales; secondary, Tures, ikra, mistake, garat, inequality, govern, deception; tagrir, prohibition of exploitation; istighal, tertiary, monopoly, prohibition of hoarding, price control. These types of prohibition could be avoided when our heart is clean about the harm of these elements in an Islamic economy. Meanwhile, Sufism encouraging the peoples to purify the heart from this kind of diseases that revealed by Prophet Muhammad in the Hadith. So, literature review. In the literature review, we have shown basically few writers, almost more than 12 writers from the various aspects they use Sufism and they try to solve the problem. For example, I have given example here. In the literature, Scholars express different opinions and contributions on various fields of Sufism and business ethics. To describe this theory of purification of the nafs, Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi divides this as the science that pertain to the relations between the human being and God, ibadah, the relations between human being and society, musharat, the relations between one human being and another, muamalat, and the relation of a human being to himself, akhlaq. So you can see lots of like writers have relationship, they give relation to Sufism. So after giving 12 writers different aspects related to Sufism, how they solve the problem, I have mentioned that above mentioned reviews did not describe business morality from the perspective of Ihsān business ethics and Sufism clearly. This study will examine Sufism practice with some selected countries, examples with the Al-Ghazali's Ihsān business ethics. So basically, we find that uh, these writers, they didn't give the perspective of Ihsān business ethics and Sufism clearly. So that's why we feel necessary to have this kind of study, and we have related to some countries as we will be looking into. Now, methodology of the research. The study conducted an inductive and analytic method. The inductive method, the research will conduct the inductive method of the research in the collection of scientific data, previous studies, new resource, the statement of the contemporary scholars related to examining Sufism from the perspective of Al-Ghazali's Ihsān business ethics. On the other hand, analytical method, the research focused on the articles, books, contemporary Sufism practices, studies Imam Al-Ghazali's thought on IPE, his concept of tasawwuf, and discussion that deal with the subject and address it clearly. So that's how we will be discussing. So I mean, we have used our methodology, analytical approach, and also inductive approach. Uh, then the limitations also. This study limited to Imam Al-Ghazali's concept of Ihsān in business ethics, as well as impact of Ihsān in Sufism. Uh, some articles, books, contemporary Sufism practices. In addition, we discuss about the current Sufism practices in Malaysia, Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan only. So related to this country, we'll be uh, discussing actually. So in the discussions, I can read one paragraph. Imam Al-Ghazali explained that ethics is the main practical science. The person cannot control one's soul, will not be able to manage others' relationship. Ethical knowledge coming from the knowledge of the soul. When a person knows own self, he will know up to the Creator. The ultimate source of knowledge is God, and everyone can purify the soul in close spiritual improvement to Him. The path of ethics depends on the knowledge which is facilitated by God through one's exercise of religious actions and given by Fitra, divine gift. Imam Al-Ghazali affirms that moral development is possible through two key actions: mujahada, which means the process of continuous struggle against the vices of the soul, and rida, self-training, as one learns to be virtuous by practicing uh, being virtuous. Imam Al-Ghazali has discussed in Ihya-Ulumuddin in his book four main elements of Ihsān business ethics, and we analyze them like knowledge for actions, profit maximizing is not an ethics, justice and care for stakeholders, Ihsān for corporate social responsibility. So we have explained in detail in our article. You can understand better when you will be reading our article. And Imam Ghazali outlines 6 ways to accomplish Ihsān in business transactions. So these are the 6 reasons: first, second, third reason, fourth reason, fifth reason, and the sixth reason. You can go and explore in our article. Then at the end, we have examined above mentioned Al-Ghazali's approach Ihsān in business ethics in Sufism activities in some selected countries. So based on Al-Ghazali's approach, we have selected Malaysia, Bangladesh, India and Pakistan to look how like Sufism is effective from the perspective of Sufism. So also we have found in Malaysia these kind of issues. Then also in Bangladesh, these are the issues, the problematic approach, and also in Pakistan, we have find some problematic approach. Also in India. Then the conclusion, I would say that selected countries regarding Tasawwuf practices in wrong way elaborates that they did not apply real teachings of Tasawwuf in their activities and they contesting more to making the Sufism commercialization rather than spread its spiritual thought to the Muslim society. This misusing of Tasawwuf for the money, business, honor, position and politics affect the business directly or indirectly due to most of them engaged in the business anyway in an unethical way. Imam Al-Ghazali explains that Sufism founded to perform and support every act of Islam in the proper way by adopting humbleness, gentleness, sense of honor, con contentment, uh, courage, generosity, modesty, love, compassion, respect, and patience. However, the moral quality of Tasawwuf develops business ethics to build a nice place for the Islamic financial market, like uh, reducing the prohibition of uh, hoarding, price control, monopoly, prohibition of exploitations, inequality, dowries, mistake, riba, gharar, maisir, and deception. Tasawwuf and Islamic economy support each other in terms of the good and ethical conduct of every action. These two things are undividable matter in the practice of God consciousness in our life. Whenever if one of these wings fall down in wrong way, it must lead another wing to fall down under undoubtedly. It will distress the body of Muslim community to the declination of their dignity from the position of the world peace. So as we can say that the issue here is there is malpractice in the business by the name of Sufism in these countries, and there are lots of corruption, theft, lots of issues that is happening in these countries. So, if we really practice the Al-Ghazali's approach, I mean the Sufism, then uh, we can be productive. The people, if they use the Al-Ghazali's approach to the business ethics, the everything will run smoothly. So with all, I in my speech. Thank you so much.